Hello students, good evening. Today one more topic we are discussing, that is characteristics and functions of language, which is the very important part of linguistics. So let us read together what is language and what are the characteristics of language and functions of language. So first of all, characteristics of language. Language is a complex and multifaceted system of communication. We all know that language is not so easy. Any language, which is very complex and multifaceted system of communication, right? So there are number of levels, number of fronts, number of things we have to learn for communication, right? And language is one of the major parts of communication. However, non-verbal communication, like you can, ants does not have language, so they also communicate. So that even silence is a big language. So that is also part of communication. But then, language is very important part of communication, and language has multifaceted system, right? So that is unique to human beings, and we all know that human beings are special creature on the earth. We are also mammals. We also we have uh, multicellular body. Even whale and elephants, and they are huge body. But then human beings are blessed to have developed brain and tongue and organs, proper organs of system, organs of speech, and then even we can walk by two legs, right? Because of our erect backbone. But other mammals cannot, right? They cannot walk from two legs, and they don't have much like developed brain. And these all things makes a human being special, and that's why we have developed a language system and variety of languages are developed. So it is defined by a set of characteristics. Language is defined by a set of characteristics that distinguish it from other forms of communication. So there are different modes of communication through body language, eye contact, voice modulation, and so many. But then language is different from other forms of communication and serves a variety of essential functions in our lives. And then language serves a number of functions in our life, very important. Okay, but first we are going to see characteristics of language. So first and foremost characteristic of language is arbitrary. Arbitrary means decided by someone, right? No reason, no logic. Arbitrary. uh, that's a pancho ka faisla, that is decided by middleman, right? Arbitrary, right? So how, this is the key characteristics of language, and there is no inherent or logical connection between a word is called signifier, and its representation is signified. Very important terms you should be familiar with. So what is arbitrariness means, if I simplify, let me simplify and give me another example. If I say that that's a this is the blackboard. So that is, blackboard is a signifier. And why this is called blackboard, why this is not called duster or chalk, I don't know. So that we have named for everything. However, in grammar, when we discuss parts of speech, So we say that naming words are noun, but naming words of all, naming words of noun, naming words of common things, place, animal thing, uh, person, place, animal, things, or ideas are of course noun. But naming of action is called verbs, right? Then naming of quality is called adjective, right? So actually, why it is called happy, why it is not called sad, that feeling or that expression, why this is fan, why this is copy, why this is class, we don't know how this sound or spelling is associated or meaning why this room is known as classroom. So this is called, words are called signifier, and representation of any object or concept or idea is called signified. Please take care. Right now, so that is why they are saying that it is, there is no inherent, right, no inborn, no uh, inborn, or that is comes from birth, right, or logical connection. There is no logical connection between a word and its representation. First of all, for example, there is nothing about a four-legged domesticated animal that inherently dictates it should be called dog. Why dog is called dog? Why such four-legged animal which is domesticated, tamed, tamed animal that inherently dictates it should be called dog? We don't know, but that is, we call it dog. This is a convention that a community has agreed upon when language was made, and then generation to generation we follow it, and that's why we understand that is, this is dog, this is cat, this is elephant, this is room, this is duster, this is chalk. So this way there is no logical reason, there is no inherent or logical connection between the signifier and signified. Signifier means a word and signified means its representation, right? So first is language is arbitrary. Number two, productivity or creativity. Another characteristic of language is language has lot of through 26 letters. Can you imagine? In English, through 26 letters, n number of work is done, right? Every time we speak different kind of sentence. So that's the beauty of language. Language is not closed system of fixed phrases. No, it's not closed system of fixed phrases. We can generate, not can, we generate an infinite number of new sentences and expressions from a finite set of sounds and words. We have number of sounds and words, 26 letters, right? And IPA symbols, okay, 44 IPA symbols. But then 26 letters, or in Hindi, 52 word mala. But whenever we speak, whenever we write, every time we make new sentences. However, with limited or finite set of sounds. So this is the another beauty of language. Language is very much productive, creative. Language is not close or fixed the system, closed system of fixed phrases. No, language is not closed. Language is the open system of different phrases, and that's why we generate infinite number of new sentences and expressions from a finite set of sounds. है ना, 26 sounds are there, but then we generate n number of words. So this allow us to express novel ideas and adapt language to a new situations. And that is why every time language allows us to express novel idea, new idea every time. It gives us new idea, it gives us creativity and adapt language to new situation. And that's why we feel new because of different languages, so different expressions. So that is another characteristics, which is language is creative or productive. That's it. Now moving to third characteristic, that's a displacement. Language allows us to talk about things that are not present in the immediate time and space. Repeating, language allows us to talk about things that are not present in the immediate time and space. If I'm talking about present tense, but I can talk about 5000 years back time and space. So what is language? Language, this is the privilege of language, that you can take your audience, you can take your readers years back. There is no constraint of time and space. So we can discuss past events, future plans, hypothetical situations, and abstract concepts because of language. So language, wait a minute. So language is not present in the time, immediate time and space. No, it does not present the immediate time. It can uh, you, because of language you can express different types of time and space. So that is displacement. That is called displacement. Means you can switch from minute, within nanosecond you can switch from very old time to current time to future to uh, like uh, um, a future, and anytime you can switch. So this is a crucial feature, that hypothetical situations and abstract concepts. So that is why past, present, future plans, this is a crucial feature, that hypothetical situations and abstract concepts, right? And then that separates human language from most animal communication system. So that is why this feature, that separates human language from most animal communication system, so that other animals cannot do, but we can switch. Our brain can take us to, frequently take us to present, past and future. And this displacement is the another characteristic of language, right? Language is arbitrary, language is productive or creative, and language, because of language, that's a displacement can be done. Then language systematicity. Systematicity. So what is systematicity? Language is not random collection of words. We cannot pick up words from anywhere. So it is not random. It is not random collection of words. It is highly organized system of systems. Language is highly organized system of systems. It has a structure with rules governing how sounds are combined to form words, right? Very important. Next topic we are going to cover the same, that is phonology, right? So what is systematicity? System. Language has a structure with rules, right? We have to follow the structure, rules governing how sounds are combined to form words. So first sounds are combined and make a word. Then words are combined and make a phrase. Then different phrases make a sentence. This way we have to follow the order, which is called phonology. So what is phonology? Phonology is a structure and rules we have to follow, and how that's a sounds are combined to form words, that is we learn. For example, in the beginning, if we do, our tongue is not polished, we are not able to speak gynecologists and escalators, right? Even animal, small baby, animal, he corrects himself. That process is called phonology, because how sounds are combined and make a word. So that whole process is called phonology. Then how words are formed? Then first different sounds make a word, then words are formed, then uh, and change morphology, right? For example, if I say go, went, gone, right? So that's another example. Play, played, played, right? Then move, moved, moved. So that ed, or moving, right? So ed, ing form, that is forms, the form of the word will change according to system. If we want to make past tense, then ed form is required. If we want to make continuous tense, so then ing form is required. So there is rule for making words or different forms of words, which is called morphology. And how words are combined to form sentence, that is syntax. So first is, that's a phonology, right? I'm repeating very important and useful information to you. First is that's a how sounds are combined, right? How sounds are combined to form words, right? That is phonology. Then how words are formed and change, how words are formed and change, that is morphology. Then how words are combined to form sentence, that is syntax. So here three things you have to be familiar with. First is that is the words. Number two, that is words is phonology, right? And then morphology, that is how words are changed. And third one is, that is sentence or syntax, right? So here three things you have to remember. That is, wait a minute, that is three things are what? That uh, phonology, words are phonology. Number two, that's a form change and all, which is called morphology. How words change, that is morphology. This one is form of words is phonology, this is morphology. And then third one is syntax, and that is this one is how words are combined, right? Which is called syntax. So please take care. And that's why language follows very strict system. In simple words, we can say that language, main characteristics of language follows a system. Not random words are make sentence, right? So that random words cannot make a sentence. You cannot pick up words from here and there. You have to follow the system. So that is why language is has a system. Then symbolic, right from beginning we discussed that language is symbolic. So language is a symbolic system. Symbols, these all are symbols, right? Sounds, words and gestures are symbols that represent ideas, objects, and concepts. So, through sounds, words, and gestures, right? Sound, words, and gestures, we present ideas, objects, and concepts. And that is why language is the symbolic. The meaning of these symbols is understood by a community of speaker, right? So that uh, Gujaratis, their language, their words, right, are different. So their community understood, members understand, right? The different sounds they understand, different words and gestures they understand. So that is, language is actually used in community. So community of speakers, they understand that's what the words, what the sound words, right? So what is the sounds, words and gestures, right, are symbols. All our words are sounds, are symbols. We have IPA symbols, sounds, right? We have discussed all 44 IPA symbols are sounds. Symbols, yeah, are sounds. And then words, right? And then gesture, posture, right? That is also non-verbal communication. So that is why symbol, different symbols. So the meaning of these symbols is understood by community, right? Symbols or signals, if we, in other words, we say. So that is another characteristic, that is language is symbolic. Then social and conventional. Language is a social phenomenon. Language is uh, in other community, that's why they are not able to speak. But language is social phenomenon. For we use in a society, right? It exists to facilitate interaction and communication within a society because of language, either verbal or non-verbal. So language facilitates interaction and communication within a society, so that when we move in a society, when we live in home, so our with our family members, we use language, sometime verbal, sometime non-verbal, but then we use language, we do interaction and communication through language, either verbal or non-verbal, right? Then its conventions, the rules and meanings are learned and passed down from generation to generation. Exactly. The rules and meanings, right? Rules and meanings are learned and passed down from generation to generation. My previous generation was not aware much about SMS language, email language, but my next generation, like you student, you know very well, you understand, so that it will be passed out from by me, by my generation, then you will pass something new along with traditional language, so you will pass to your next generation, then next generation. So that refinement is the process, it used to do, right? Whenever new words come, some words become old. You must have noticed in dictionary, in the bracket it is written at old fashion, right? So words are being replaced, even a trend of speaking is changed, and number of contraction we use, and then abbreviations and acronym and many things we use, but then that is passed generation to generation, right? So that is there. Okay, so that is why language is social and conventional as well, right? So that's generation to generation, same rules, grammar rules are passed on, which is called conventional, and they are constantly evolving to reflect changes in society and culture. And because of communication, because of language, we help one another to change the norms or something new, some change. Cell phone is a big revolution in our life, big revolution for language as well, so that we have expanded our area. We have like through cell phone, we are able to touch any corner of the world. In fact, now it's very easy to understand space life, right? So that's I would like to tell you that when Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore, they stayed 9 months, however they went for 8 days. So whole process and their life somewhat, and through that's a phone we were connected. I used to send messages to her, to Butch Wilmore, for safety and all, right? So this way it's a very big communication. And how did I learn? From like through here and there I learned messaging and all. So I am able to do, then that it will be passed to next generation. So what they are saying, that that's a languages learn and pass down from generation to generation, and they are constantly evolving to reflect changes in society. Like it's a big change, it's a revolution. And then culture. So that we come to know because of language, right? So that's a very beautiful and useful thing, is that because of language we are able to interact with many, right? So that is there. Now next is vocal auditory channel, right? What is this? While writing or signing are also forms of language, right? So that's a what while writing and signing are also forms of language. The primary and most universal form of language is a speech, right? So that's whenever we write, we speak, right? So that is also different forms of language, and primary most universal form of language is speech. So that's, first of all, we had started speaking, then writing. So then vocal auditory channel, while writing and singing are also form of language. So that's a whenever we write or we speak, so that is also form of language. The primary and most universal form of language is speech. We started speaking, and which is transmitted through vocal auditory channel, right? So that is uh, what we speak and listen. And then language is inherited generation to generation. Now, last characteristic is language is non instinctive. It is not by birth. Language is not learned that as we born and start speaking. No, we have to learn language on this earth, right? uh, One thing, I in the beginning I told you that uh, human being is blessed to have so many things. But then other mammals, babies, as they born and they start walking and reacting and everything very quickly. But then this is human beings, we are not our babies, human beings baby, they are not able to walk or talk immediately. They have to learn walking, and then they take much time for running and walking and everything. However, other mammals and calf and all, they very like soon, they rapidly they acquire all these qualities. But then as far as language is concerned, they cannot speak, but we speak. So how? After learning. So language is not inborn quality, it is not inherent. Language is non instinctive, means language is not instinctive, inborn. Language is non instinctive, we have to learn, right? So language is not innate or instinctive in the way, right? And that is why that language is, wait a minute, what happened? Yeah. So language is okay. Lang- Language is not instinctive or innate in the way that some animal communication is, right? So that's uh, animals don't teach their babies language, whatever sound they use. So that is inborn. But our children also speak, But language cannot be acquired by birth, right? That is learned, right? So that is non-instinctive. And humans have a biological capacity for language, though we have made a very big language system, so that capacity we have acquired. But the specific language we speak is learned from our environment. So that is why speak a specific language we have to be in that environment. That environment is very important, and that's why uh, we learn. So that's a exposure and reading and everything. So then only you'll be able to learn language. And that is why reading, writing, speaking, listening is very important part, is very important for good language, right? So that is, language is instinctive. So till now we have seen that these are the very important characteristics of language. Language is arbitrary, that is decided by someone. It's not no logical connection between signifier and signified. Signifiers means words and signified means representation. So then it's not logical, but it is decided by someone, right? And that is why we have to accept as it is without using logic, you know. And then number two is productivity. Language is very much productive and creative, and that's why through fix certain words we express, we make always new sentences. And there's lots of very vast possibility of sentences, right? We can create n number of sentences. We not can, we create, right? Then displacement. Through language we can talk about, we can switch from present to past, past to future, future to anywhere, right? So that is displacement. Then systematicity. Language is a system of symbols, sounds make a word, then word makes then different forms of words we use, that comes. Sounds are words, and when sound make a word, that which is called phonology. Then afterwards we use different forms of words, which is called morphology. And then the words, when we combine words, it makes sentence, which is called syntax. So this all these like phonology, morphology, syntax, these are the systems we have to follow. So that is why language is a system, follow a system, a very strict system in fact, right? Then symbolic. So language is, of course, that's a symbol. We follow symbols through sound, through words, through gesture, posture. So that is and our community members understand that what do we mean. That is symbolic. Okay. Then social and conventional. Yes, language is social, and that's why we have region in moon, right? South pole we have reached because of language. So that is Gaganyaan. And then Aditya L1, and so many, like space and here and medical and everywhere. Number of like discoveries, innovations and solutions are being taken out for different diseases and all. Why? Because of language. Language plays very significant role. Then vocal auditory channel, right? So because of vocal system we speak and we learn and we think. So that is that's a different forms of language. And uh, that is we use while writing or singing are also forms of language. And the primary and most universal form of language is speech. So that without speech language is mute. So that not writing is not enough. So then both the things, speech is very important. So language is vocal auditory channel and non-instinctive. Language cannot be acquired in mother's womb. We have to learn, and we have to have good exposure. Then only we can polish our tongue, right? So this is something about characteristics. Now come to the functions of language, right? So I think I should make another video so that separately you can watch both the videos. So I am here I am winding up with characteristics of language. Now I am making another video which will be functions of language. Okay, so thank you so much. God bless you. If you have any doubt, anything you would like to discuss, you're most welcome. Thank you so much.